Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. My name is Adi and today we have a new fun series that I am really excited for. I am competing in the Malamar Games. Now, the Malamar Games are a competition that is hosted by Bruno. I hope I pronounced that right, and I believe Ashton is helping out with that. And we've got a bunch of really fantastic content creators playing in this competition. There's like a decent amount of pricing. I think there's like $1,000 pot at the end of the season. And it is not just normal VGC. Instead, it is going to be a zany format every single week and a different zany format every single week. So I think it's going to be a lot of fun. You can expect a weekly video for at least until the end of the regular season. And then hopefully I make playoffs and then we can continue on to finals. The longer fans of the channel, people who are around in 2021 might remember the XDL, the X9 Draft League that Joe hosted, that I competed in and got second place in, and I really enjoyed doing that. But this is a format that I think is going to be a lot of fun as well, and not as constrained as a draft league, because you can really get to do whatever you want every single week and really bust out all of the creative ideas against, as you can see, some really fantastic players who are playing in this league. And so this week I'm going to be playing against Poke Sports Pod. Specifically, I'm playing against Kevin, X-Ray Salvation. So, and we're going to jump into that game. I think we're playing in like 5 minutes. So I got to get through the intro real quick. This time's rule set is the top 100 Pokemon from the that were used in February on the Battle Stadium ladder are all banned. So we're going to be using the bottom of the barrel as far as Pokemon go. Basically, every single Paradox Pokemon is banned, and I mean, every single Pokemon that you can even imagine using in VGC. I shouldn't say that I could imagine using in VGC. Maybe not you. I don't know what your taste is, and I'm going to get down to the bottom, and you're going to see some Mons. But like, there are a lot of Mons that are very mediocre that are also banned. I mean, if you look at this list, right, like all these Pokemon are pretty good. I think it's like right around this cutoff. Like Gyarados is like, I don't even know if it's viable. It's like fringe viable. Hydreigon, Iron Jugular is definitely viable. Then you get below that and you're like Iron Valley, Dragapult, Rotom Wash, not really. And so if you ask me, there are 47 or so good Pokemon in this format, and you are cutting off 53 additional Pokemon. So it's going to be a really crazy format, and you can see there are some like fringe viable Pokemon down here. You look at things like Spartha definitely saw some play, Lilligant saw some play, Palmot saw some play, Klefki, right, Stunjourner, but like a lot of these are not all that good as well. And one of the things that we noticed when we were building for this format is that there are not many water types, and in the bottom right, okay, actually I'll scroll down to the right past the top 100, right? So you can look at some of the Pokemon that are legal. It's like Hippowdon, Darkspun, Bronzong, Brambleghast, Clodsire, Vivillon, Rabsca, definitely some okay Pokemon, but nothing that, it's going to be very different. It's going to be closer to Series 1, and even then it's going to be totally off the wall. And so, I mean, actually, I think Toedscroll is maybe the best Pokemon in this format. It's just very good. But anyways, one of the things I noticed in Series 2 is that there are not a ton of water types in this format. There are 3, which are, of course, Iron Bundle, Palafin, and Dondozo. And there's 2 that support those in Tatsugiri and Pelipper that are only really used on teams that have one of those other 3. And then below that, there are not many water types. And that's a constant problem when I am personally team building in Series 2. And if you look at the bottom half of this 50, there's a lot of people that are trying to fit not so great water types onto their team if Iron Bundle or Palafin don't really fit. So that's, again, why you see Gyarados, Rotom Wash, Azumarill, Vaporeon, Quackavolt, Dreadnought, I think there's one more. Yeah, there's Slowking down here. So there's really just like not many water types left, because we've only had 3 good ones in the first place, and then you're cutting out a bunch of these other ones people are trying on their teams to avoid using those few. And so as a result, we're looking at a format where if you scroll down here, I don't even know what the first water type we're going to find is. It's that rough. Like, we still haven't found one. Toxapex is the highest one, and that's certainly singles players using it, right? Like Bruxish, which, you know, is actually probably pretty good. But, you know, like, you really look at it, not very much here. And that's part of the exciting part, is that you have to really identify what the holes are in this metagame. And I think the biggest hole is the lack of water types. And as a result, we are using this team, that was my whole prelude into how a team we were using is we're using a hard Trick Room team that is centered around Camerupt, because if there's no water types, there's very few things that will resist a eruption from a Choice Specs Terrafire Camerupt. And so we figured, huge shout out to Nails, by the way. He is the person who put this team together for me. I made some slight changes, but he was really the brains behind this. Once I told him about the format, he was really excited to build in it. And so we are trying to build around Camerupt and hard Trick Room and really just trying to eruption my way through this game. And so the game plan here is, of course, set up Trick Room. We have 3 Trick Room setters in Indeedee, Slowbro, and Medicham. And we can then either sweep with our Camerupt, or if the Camerupt isn't going to put in work, then we can sweep with our Greedent instead. And so hopefully one of these two will get us there. And then also Slowbro does do damage, Medicham does do damage. Like, these Pokemon are not weak Pokemon by any means. And so I guess talking through the individual Pokemon, first and foremost, Pachirisu is there because Follow Me and is the only Follow Me user. I think that people have identified this and are using some strategies that are maybe a little gimmicky. It is kind of a gimmicky format, right? But like, a lot of times when people see that, they go to the first like fun gimmick they can think of, and that includes me, honestly. The first team that I built out that Rajan also helped me with was Frost Breath Frostlass into an Anger Point Primate with Eviolite that can click Drain Punch or Rage Fist and do a lot of damage. That's a cool strategy. Loses immediately to Follow Me. Does not lose to Rage Powder like on Toadscroll or on Vivillon, because they can Terra Grass or they can run Safety Goggles, but Follow Me does mess with all those strategies. Similarly, you have stuff like proccing a Weakness Policy on Colossal with your Water Tauros, which is maybe the best water type in the format. Stuff like that is not going to get around Pachirisu very effectively, so that's why it's on the team. It also, of course, has synergy because it helps you set up Trick Room. And if you want to set up Trick Room, or you want to just click Belly Drum, you can do that and just sack them on to get up your Trick Room, which I think is really useful into some matchups. Volt Absorb, probably not going to come up very much, but like, hey, I don't know, maybe we play like Disquake or something. In terms of the Indeedee, obviously very, very good at stopping Priority, stopping Fake Out, and it has Trick Room. It's maybe one of the best Trick Room setters, period. Also, Psychic does a lot of damage. Obviously, we can't run female Indeedee, which is the one that you normally see in VGC, but male Indeedee does have a different spot in the rankings and is very powerful in its own right, has a higher special attack stat, and Helping Hand, which is really cool because it's going to make sure those eruptions really go in. If we have, of course, the centerpiece of the team in Camerupt, we Choice Spec Solid Rock, means it really doesn't take that much damage. And then we just got the 3 attacking moves. We don't have a Sun Setter on the team, so we can't like run Solar Beam or anything. We could run like Ancient Power, but I don't think there's anything that really resists you. So you just kind of click the fire moves, And then I'm running 2 speed IVs because I wanted to win the Trick Room Mirror in case that happens. The way you play Trick Room Mirror is you don't set up Trick Room because both people take advantage of it. And so it is better to be a little faster than your opponent if you run into a Camerupt Mirror, and there's nothing in that speed range anyways that I'm really speed tying now. And yeah, I think that I don't actually know what the Indeedee spread does. Nick put this together, so yeah. Same with the Slowbro spread. I don't know what that does, but the Covert Cloak is really good. Now, notably, this tournament is not open team sheet. It is open Terra. And so as a result, we... man, I have a lot of Terra Grass on this team. I should have thought about that ahead of time. Anyways, Toadscroll's really good. So the Slowbro is really, really the centerpiece of the team other than Camerupt because it has Trick Room and Heal Pulse, which is really good. It lets you go for Camerupt and click Heal Pulse so you can Eruption again if you take some damage. It lets you Heal Pulse your Greedent after you Belly Drum. Obviously, you have Cheek Pouch and Citrus Berry to get back up to full, but you could take attacks, and so those Pokemon really never go down with that way. Oblivious means it can't get taunted. Covert Cloak means it can't get faked out, and a Covert Cloak is really, really powerful in closed team sheet, in my opinion. And then, of course, you have Psychic and Hydro Pump as your stab moves, which do hit really hard. So I think this is a really, really powerful Trick Room setter, probably the best Trick Room setter other than Indeedee. And you can even just go Psy Spam, which Trick Room click Psychic a bunch if your opponent really doesn't have any Dark types or anything. Moving on to the Greedent, of course, you just have the Belly Drum set with the 2 attacking moves that it really gets to run in Crunch and Body Slam. It does not have a ton of coverage moves. And Belly Drum is going to do a lot of work. I think that, it's going to just power through a lot of teams that don't have ways to answer it. And Cheek Pouch is really good. It means that when you go to 50, you get your Citrus Berry, and then you activate Cheek Pouch and you go back up to 100, which is just really, really good. It's basically a Snorlax type set. And then finally, there's Medicham. Medicham, I think Nick gave me a set with Psych Up on it, and I replaced it with Trick Room because I couldn't see myself clicking Psych Up very often, but I can see myself going for lines where I do things like click Fake Out Belly Drum into Protect Trick Room. I think that is like a very reasonable line that could come up. So Fake Out is just really good in this format. You can just throw out a lot of damage. Safety Goggles means I can set up Trick Room even in front of a Spore user without having to resort to Terra Grass, which is always really nice. And when you have like max HP, you actually have a reasonable amount of bulk, although it's not a ton of bulk, so you know, it is what it is, but having 3 Trick Room setters on a Trick Room team, I think, is really valuable. So that is the team recap. We are scheduled to play any minute now, so I'm going to jump into the game, and I'll see you soon. Okay, we're back. We are queuing up, and you know, I think I mentioned that one of the teams that I was building out was Frostless Primeape. Well, funnily enough, it looks like my opponent is also running Frostless Primeape. So I'll post the, I guess I'll post the team sheet up here. But yeah, I have the, it's Terra Steel Primeape, Terra Fire, Frostless, Bug Haxorus, Ghost Pavilion, Grass Luxray, and Flying Clodsire. I gotta look at what Clodsire actually is. What type is Clodsire? Anyways, I think I just get to step Trick Room. I mean, Clodsire is going to be a little annoying if it resists attacks, which it might, genuinely might. And it's Poison Ground, but like, kind of has no stats. So I think what I'm going to do is, I do need to lead the Pachirisu, just to guarantee that I set up Trick Room. I want to lead in DD to avoid a first impression from this Haxorus, but it could be Slowbro. Slowbro is also really good, but I really don't want to get first impression. And then Clodsire has Unaware, so I don't think I'm going to be able to go green here. So I'm going to go Camerupt, and then Luxray is the Intimidate use. Luxray doesn't do anything. Hold up. No, I want to go Metacham, because 1, I'm leading leading Redirection, so it's not like he's going to do a ton of damage. And then 2, I want to be able to not worry about getting put to sleep. So Camerupt, and then let's go with the Slowbro, I think. I really like the idea of just Heal Pulsing. I think that's really powerful. So we're going to see how this goes. I think that the Redirection is going to fully turn off the Primeape mode, which is pretty clearly like a... mode that is trying to set up anger point, Luxray, and Metacham. So, okay. So this is Terra Bug, so it's going to be a really powerful first impression. Man, I have not had to know what Mons do in a while, huh? So, let's see. Do I have Double Protect? I really could just Double Protect here. I think I'm just going to follow me. I don't know what it's really trying to do. It is a little annoying that my dude got intimidated, but it's fine. It's fine. We're just gonna follow me Trick Room, and then hopefully they KO the Pachirisu, and we get to bring in our all-powerful Camerupt and start clicking the buttons. I gotta pull up the team sheet again. It is Bug Haxorus and Grass Luxray, so neither of them get to like Terra out of it. Haxorus is not all that bulky from what I remember. There's the first impression. Did that go before Follow Me? I did not know that. Okay, well, there's the Volt Switch right into the Volt Absorb from Pachirisu, so that worked out. I did not know first impression went before Follow Me. I guess it's the same priority, and we just don't have any speed investment, but it actually would have been really nice if they KO'd my dude, and now I don't know what the Pachirisu speed stat is on my team, so I gotta check that out too. I think it goes after Metacham, which is a little annoying, but I do need to just throw damage out into this. What speed is it? It's, yeah, 115, and Metacham is 76. Okay. So I'm just gonna start throwing damage out. I'm gonna throw a Helping Hand Close Combat out into this Haxorus, because that's the scary one. It did have a Life Orb, I guess, but it is the thing that resists the Eruption, so as soon as they take a KO here, I think we're going to be in a really, really good spot. And I don't really care where the KO comes into. But if they Double Protect, it's a little awkward. I maybe was supposed to call a hard switch. But yeah, no double protect there, which is really nice. That just outright KOs, which is crazy. Metacham is so good. It's at -1. I mean, the helping hand does offset the -1, but that's just a lot of damage right there. And there's a Snarl coming out, so that, you know, okay, yeah, I'm not super concerned about that, you know. I guess he was trying to cover for the hard switch into the Camerupt, but, like, I've got turns. You know, I'm not going anywhere. Notably, Clodsire does not resist Camerupt, which is really cool. What is its speed stat? I'm pulling up, like, I should maybe just pull up a second window, huh? But yeah, this is, okay. Okay, it's like base 20 speed. So Clodsire is going to be annoying, potentially. That's a Frostlass, which is going to be less of a concern. This time I'm going to Super Fang, and I'm going to, I don't think it gets Trick Room, so I'm just going to Bullet Punch it. Just get my damage off, and I think eventually they're going to take a KO. Maybe I'm supposed to follow me to avoid getting to Primapes, but also I think that if I do get Primapes, I get to... I don't think they have enough turns left. Okay, so there's a Protect, that's fine. So I could have potentially KO'd this Luxray with a Helping Hand Close Combat, but Super Fang is going to do damage anyways. And I really like it if this took a KO. It did. That's very nice, because now I get my Eruptions off. And I think the Frostlass may very well be Sash. I would think that's a very reasonable item for it to be. It's Terra Fire, which also could be very annoying. But I do think that I still end up just going Camerupt here. I don't think that there's going to be a very effective switch in. I think that they kind of have to Terra to get out of this. So, okay, my options here. How many should Trick Room left? 2. So I think what's going to happen is I'm going to Eruption here. I'm going to switch to Slowbro. And then they're going to attack me. And I'm going to, next turn, I'm going to be able to Heal Pulse off. And I am going to Terra Fire. Do I need to Terra Fire? I don't actually think I need to Terra Fire here. Obviously, I think that I'm going to two-shot. I think I'm going to two-shot the Frostlass anyways. And if it Terra Fires, then Slowbro is threatening it. So it should be okay. Also, it's a Frostlass. Like, it should go down anyways. But I don't think it has a really good way of threatening a Camerupt. Like, obviously, not Freeze Dry. Frost Breath? Whatever its move is. Here, presumably the Clodsire? Maybe the Primeape. There's the Primeape. Okay. So I can see how this gets annoying if Primeape doesn't go down, but it certainly can't go down and also take an Eruption and a crit. Oh, and the Frostlass just go down, right? So I don't think that... Ooh, oh, that's not good. Okay. No big deal, no big deal. We just have to switch it back out. That's fine. That's all we have to do. The Luxray, we saw Snarl from it, and I didn't Terra, which actually might have made a difference, because Terraing would have been quite good there. The Slowbro's Terra Grass, which might actually be really useful here. So I almost want to Terra that. And then I can go... I'm going to just redirect it to Pachirisu, I think. So, I don't think the Luxray can kill me if I... it might just Snarl. What's the team sheet? What's the type of Primeape? Okay, I think Psychic is going to pick it up. I'm probably supposed to Terra Grass here, because I think everything is in range. And then I'm going to switch to Pachirisu. And if they Terra Steel, that's fine, because I think that they lose to this Camerupt regardless of what they do, unless they have like a really crazy move slot that I can't imagine. So use my Terra Grass on the Slowbro just to guarantee that it doesn't take a ton of damage from these potential electric type attacks that could be coming out. I don't think Luxray has a good way of proccing Primeape's anger points, and I don't think that Primeape has a ton of very good moves to click. Obviously, Curse Body is a pain. There's the Protect, so not too surprising there. But I did want to play it safe because I don't think Luxray can hit my Pokemon. Yeah, so this is Snarl, no big deal. They're not going to be able to KO the Pachirisu because Luxray can't actually hit it very hard, which means I do just get to follow me Trick Room, and then, yeah. The game should be more or less wrapped up. I just don't think there's a way for them to get through this this Camerupt. And there's the Terra, so I think the Terra is probably going to be Primate. Luxray could Terra Grass, maybe it has like a Terra Blast or something. But no, there it is, just to make sure it survives. But that just means that it's even weaker to my Camerupt, right? So as soon as I get my free switch in, they have to stall out Trick Room essentially, which is going to be really hard to do. Yeah, there's a Drain Punch, so that actually does a decent amount, but it doesn't. I wouldn't even say it does a decent amount. Like that's not much healing, right? And the Pachirisu is allowed to go down. In fact, I kind of encourage it to go down. I'm curious if this this Luxray is like AV or something. I might find out from eruption damage. And so now I'm going to. I could Heal Pulse. It'd be very funny, but I actually think I want it to go down right now. And the Luxray is not protected yet. The Primate has. But I'm going to just Helping Hand... I'm going to Helping Hand Hydro Pump the Luxray because I think that it might be a Terra... it might be an Assault Vest set. I think that would make a lot of sense with Volt Switch Snarl. But we did not see a Protect coming out of this. No, I don't actually know. That seems like it wouldn't have killed a Luxray that was Assault Vest, but... I don't really know my Luxray calcs very well, believe it or not. So that was Rage Fist, I believe. And so base 100 Rage Fist, but I'm Terra'd, so it's not doing a ton. And now I get to hard switch out, I think. I think that they're not targeting Pachirisu here. I think they know that the Slowbro is kind of the threat. And yeah, that's kind of going to be the game. I am going to try to calc the... I'm going to calc the attack, the Hydro Pump. Which I guess is neutral into an Assault Vest Luxray. It is going to do 42 to 50, and we're exactly 50, so it's not Assault Vest. Which means it can still have Protect. 42 to 50 if they're no bulk. That's really useful to know. Wait a second. Hold up. No, I'm just dumb. I forgot that I have a Covert Cloak, so I didn't actually get Snarled, which is also kind of crazy. I forgot about that. Man, that item is so good. I forgot that item is cracked. Okay, moving on to game number 2. Let's see. I think I just get to do the same thing. I need to maybe be a little more aware of the fact that first impression stops me from... yeah, I need to be a little more aware of first impression and what it does. So instead of leading Metacham, which for what it's worth was pretty good, I'm going to be leading my Indeedee, just to really avoid this first impression. There's a world where I lead Pachirisu Slowbro and hard switch to Indeedee to Trick Room, but I don't really want to take an electric move from this dude, and I don't want to like risk it if I don't have to. But it is a funny line. I also don't want to have to like play mind games if they lead like Frostlass Haxorus, right? So I'm gonna bring these 4. I think that I'm pretty confident with these. I mean, yeah, game 1 went pretty well, right? Game 1, I just got to do my thing. They don't have great switch-ins to Camerupt because nothing switches into Camerupt really this format, right? And if I Terra Fired, I think I just OHKO'd everything. I'm curious where the Focus Sash is. I thought it would be on the Frostlass, but it wasn't. So I maybe probably it's Pavilion, right? It's always Pavilion. Okay, so here's the Pachirisu, and so I don't really care if the Pachirisu gets put to sleep. Maybe I should Terra Grass it anyways. Maybe, I don't know. It's really just hard for me to figure out. Because like clearly I think he's going to be leaning on Sleep Powder this game. But I think I just take it. No, I don't mind Terraing it. I really don't mind Terraing it. Grass has a pretty good typing into him anyways. And then I think that this is going to be... I think I'm going to be able to get... I just need to chip this Pavilion so I can get my Camerupt in for free, right? As soon as I chip the Pavilion, I'm in a good spot. Yeah, okay, so Sleep Powder not doing anything because I am a grass type now. Earthquake, so that's going to also not do anything because I am a grass type now. That's sick. Okay, I did think about Terra flying on this guy because he has Volt Absorb, but this actually worked out really well. Now I think it is a little sketch for them to go for a... I think I get this phrase switch. I don't think that they're going to click the attack into the dude. You know what I mean. Clicking the attacks into the dudes as you do when you're playing Pokemon. They could click Sleep Powder into Indeedee. I don't really care. They are risking me just switching, me just clicking Follow Me again. Just like not an unreasonable thing for me to do. I do like keeping the Pachirisu alive, and I think that if they Earthquake, I'm still like doing enough damage with Heat Wave plus Psychic to kind of sweep the game. So it should be okay. This Haxorus does not seem very bulky, although it did have Earthquake, and last time I hit it with a physical move, it clicked First Impression Earthquake, and it has a Dragon move for sure, and I think it probably has a Fighting move as well. So it might just be an Assault Vest on that one. But there's the Protect, so that's actually really nice. So first off, it's not Assault Vest, which means taking 1,000,000 damage from my Psychic plus Fire move, and then secondly, there's a Pollen Puff. Okay, that's even better, right? Because I live that first and foremost. And then I just get to click Eruption and Psychic. And because of the way speed tiers work, the Psychic goes into the Haxorus. The Haxorus can't Protect, and the Haxorus is not Assault Vest, and the Haxorus is not a very bulky Pokemon, as we saw Game 1, where it went down to a -1 close combat with Helping Hand from Medicham from 90, which, again, I don't know my calcs, but I can't imagine you are heavily invested in bulk if you are clicking buttons like that. If you're going down to buttons like that, I guess. Vivillon looks really cute in game. I have not actually seen a Vivillon in game, but I like the fact that, I mean, just like the zoom in was very cute. I think that's a shiny Haxorus. That's pretty cool too. There was just a Vivillon event. I'm not very good at recognizing these Pokemon, so I don't know if it was the event Vivillon, but no, I don't think it is. I think it was like the Pokeball Vivillon that was the event one, right? That did not do as much as I thought it would, so maybe this Earthquake is actually going to hurt. Like, I'm certain, I'm probably not going to KO with the Psychic. Nope. What do I know? Indeedee Male is the more powerful one of the two. And so it is doing a lot of damage. It was my favorite Pokemon. Indeedee Drifblim was one of my favorite combos back in last generation. I ran it in like Series 5 a lot, and then I ran it again in Players Cup in Series 9. Did not do very well in Players Cup in Series 9, but it was a really, really fun combination, and so I'm glad that I get to bust it back out here. And then now we're really going to see how this Clodsire handles. I think Eruption is going to go second, so I'm a little worried, but also I don't think this Luxray is actually doing that much. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch into Slowbro so I can Heal Pulse, and the way the speed tiers work is actually really favorable for me, because the Clodsire is going to move, and then the Slowbro is going to move, and then the Camerupt is going to move, and so it actually ends up working out really nicely. I also just have Psychic in Psychic terrain, which is also just really powerful. So I have a lot of options, and I don't think Clodsire has an attack stat or a special attack stat. Special attack stat would be more scary, but like, yeah, it probably has Earth Power. How much is Earth Power actually doing? I think we're gonna see a Snarl come out too. Another Protect, so that's also just fine, just fine by me. Again, I have Covered Cloak, so I'm not really worried about the Snarl on Slowbro, and then the Luxray. I thought I saw Protect come out of it, right? So like, oh yeah, okay, that's a really big avoid. That's gonna probably lock up the game for me because, yeah, that's a really, really big avoid for me. Obviously the Covered Cloak meaning that I don't take any damage, and then how many turns Trick Room left? Just one turn of Psychic Terrain. That's fine. I'm gonna Heal Pulse back up. The Clodsire just protected, so it's probably gonna target the Camerupt, but like, no, it's fast. It's a what? Why is it? No, the speed tiers were supposed to be so good. I thought I had it all planned out. Okay, we're okay. Possibly we're okay. There's a Snarl again, so I don't know if they've realized that I am not actually taking any damage, or not taking any special attack drops with the Slowbro, because I really could have just clicked Heal Pulse, and I might just have to, because this is going to be potentially very annoying. I need to look at how much did I take from Stomping Tantrum? I took a decent amount, huh? So Slowbro, just my Slowbro have Protect. No. Okay. Sure. No big deal. No big deal, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch to a DD on the camera up slot, and I'm going to switch to the Pachirisu on this slot. And then I'm going to be able to reset Trick Room and have Psychic Terrain back up. And then I'm going to start Heal Pulsing my camera up. And the Heal Pulse goes first, and I know that now, so it's going to be even better. And the Clodsire is going to move after the Luxray, so the Luxray is not going to be able to effectively do any damage to this Pachirisu, and then the Stomping Tantrum should KO it, but then I get to Heal Pulse the camera up in Eruption, and the Luxray goes down, and then single target Eruptions are going to probably take down this Clodsire, regardless of how bulky it thinks it is. Maybe. And if it gets it to full and it, like, you know, protects or something, then I get to fire a Psychic off too, which is even better. So just really effectively trying to get Trick Room up. I don't want to take an Electric move, which is why this Pachirisu... Oh, I forgot the Pachirisu Terra too, so it's actually going to be really hard for it to KO. To get KO'd. I don't think these two Mons really have effective ways of doing it, and honestly, Super Fang is going to do a lot. Like, it really is. I mean, the Clodsire is toxicking me, so it's going to try to slowly chip away at me, but it has to get through the Pachirisu before it can get through anything else, which is, you know, really nice. And my Pachirisu just has turns. It really just has turns. What I'm thinking about is if I'm supposed to start timer stalling, and I think I am. I think it is in my best interest to start taking as long as possible for all my moves, because there is a non-zero chance that I can't break this Clodsire. But the reason that Pokemon like Clodsire are not super common in VGC is because they lose on timer a lot of times. Here's a follow me Trick Room turn. Yeah, again, I just have to take the full timer just in case. Not good for content. I'll be the first to admit that, and I'm maybe a little like I really probably should. Oh, they're gonna discharge, huh? They can discharge me. That's a little awkward. I do have Volt Absorb, so I get healed back up, and Slowbro is pretty bulky. This gets a little awkward if the discharge KOs me. I don't think it does. But this is the exact... Well, we saw Snarl, we saw Volt Switch. There's probably like a stronger electric move. But this is a prime position to click Discharge if they have it. And they don't. Okay. That would have been a little spooky, I'll be honest. There's a crit on Pachi. Not a huge deal. There's the Tantrum, which doesn't KO because I am Grass type now. And I think I have another 2 turns with it. Double crit, man. Man, I'm getting hexed out right now. I can't believe it. No, I don't think the Pachirisu's health actually matters that much now. In fact, I think it actually is better for me if it goes down sooner, because it means that I have more Trick Room turns to click attacks. The speed tiers don't quite work out because I think the Clodsire is faster than the Clodsire is faster than the what's the Terra type on this thing? It's not dark, is it? It's not dark. Okay. The Clodsire is faster than the Slowbro, but slower than the Camerupt, which is really awkward because it means that I don't get to heal Pulse back to full and then Eruption. I think that was what I saw. So here's a Tantrum, doing some damage to Slowbro, but not a ton of damage. And then obviously I don't actually have the whatchamacallit, the Regenerator ability. Yes, that's what I'm looking for. So here, I think I'm just going to go for... It does not have Water Absorb, does it? Clodsire? I do not know this Pokemon at all. I don't play singles anymore. I used to a long time ago, but not so much anymore. Clodsire is Poison Point, Water Absorb, and Unaware. What are the odds this thing is Water Absorb? Surely none, right? And Psychic does more anyway, so I'm just going to click Psychic. You should click Protect. I almost want to click Heal Pulse. No, fuck it. I'm balling out. No, never in his right mind does he target the Pachirisu that is about to go down. And this gives me a Psychic Eruption turn, which I think is really good. This is Terra. I think it was Terra Flying. Which kind of makes sense for a Poison Ground type where I don't get to Earth Power it now. No, I was never going to Earth Power it because I was just scared of the... Oh, he doesn't have Protect. Does he not Protect? This should be okay. I'm back to full. He has Recover. So, let's see how much Psychic does, I guess. But I do just, yeah, I kind of just have to timer stall at this point. I could switch to Camera Up and Heal Pulse. Switch out Camera Up and Heal Pulse. That might be a next turn thing. How many turns Trick Room are left? 2? Okay, yeah, that's a next turn thing. I want to get my Psychic damage off while I can. And then... yeah, this is just a timer stall angle. Sorry, everyone watching. Maybe not the most exciting game, but I think I can win with Heal Pulse if I just kind of click my timer buttons here. There's a Tantrum. Does a lot, so maybe that was supposed to be Eruption. Not Eruption. But that is range for Psychic, so... he does kind of have to... okay, so here's what I'm doing. I'm clicking Heal Pulse, and I'm switching out Pachirisu. It might not be range for Psychic, because he does get to... what moves have we seen? We've seen Recover, we've seen Stomping Tantrum, we've seen Toxic. Surely you have Protect. If your leftover is Toxic, you have to have Protect, right? There's no way you're not. I'm a little worried about running out of my time as well, so I'm going to play a little faster, but not too much faster. And now, I think there's no reason for me to actually set up Trick Room, given that I am, in fact, just slower with all the Pokemon that matter. So this might be a Heal Pulse Super Fang into... oh, need to Heal Pulse. I can switch Follow Me into Super Fang. That's not bad. No, this is the Psychic turn. Next turn is the Follow Me switch into Super Fang. And the reason that is because I want them to feel like they have to click. Recover on the switch turn. Which they do. They do now. And now I'm just faster, and I think Flamethrower is the strongest move I have, which should get to do over 50%. Cool. That's even better, right? Because now I'm just actually faster. I don't think they... maybe this didn't see the switch play, but... yeah, so I guess I didn't need timer stall, but it's always nice to have in your back pocket when you have like a move like Heal Pulse into Pokemon that are just raid bosses, essentially. So yeah, now we're just going to click Flamethrower, and we're going to click Helping Hand because we're faster. If we speed tie and we lost a bunch of speed ties, it would be very funny, but I think it's okay. And I think that the Specs Flamethrower should clean up the game. Yeah, okay. So a swift 2-0. I shouldn't say swift. It wasn't. It took a little while, but good games to Kevin, to Poke Sports Pod, and yeah, definitely go check them out. I'll link to their YouTube in the description down below. Obviously, they're going to be playing in this league as well. I think they should be uploading their matches as well, and so I'm really excited to see how they do for the rest of the tournament. This is honestly, actually, one of the cool things. I had not heard of them very much. I've seen them on Twitter or something, but I'm not super in touch with like the Pokemon VGC YouTube space, especially outside of like the super high level competitors, players like Pengy, players like Joe, players like Colin. And so these guys playing in leagues like this allow me to really see some of the other Pokemon content creators who are doing a really, really good job, and their content is actually really fantastic. I was watching a little bit of it to get a feel for their play, and they're doing some really, really great YouTube videos and pretty much daily uploads between two people, which is really awesome. A little unfair that I have to play against two people. I'm kidding, but they do some really great work, and so I definitely recommend that you go check them out. And yeah, and if you are new to the channel and you're coming maybe from Kevin's channel, make sure to like and subscribe. Make sure to subscribe for more excellent content and more incredible Malamar games. Last time I played a league like this, I got all the way to finals, so I'm really hoping that I can replicate that success. And yeah, thank you all for watching, and until next time, I will see you guys later.